Round 3, let's get back into the fight. The Saints, of course, coming off of a fantastic game number 2, where I think that was Junie who was able to clutch up and just had enough healing to get through the storm. Even though Siri and Lasix were knocked down, it did not matter. Junie still stood tall, able to finish the job. So let's see if they can pull this off once again here, as this is not game number 2, as my overlay is baiting me a little bit. Let's fix that. There we go. Okay. We're doing it live here, folks, as we have ourselves, of course, a long night ahead of us here. Still another 2 hours maximum, of course, of Fortnite action. Unless these next couple games just straight up don't go in the Saints' favor. But we'll have to see. Of course, like I was saying before, you do get 10 games here in the play versus regular season, or in the preseason as well. Yeah, I see he's talking about it in the chat and whatnot, because, yeah, the other competition that the Saints Fortnite team compete in is, of course, the NACE regular season. But NACE, it's just 2 games a week and you're done. Play versus, they let you go on the absolute grind and whatnot, so we're going to get definitely our fair share. You're getting your money's worth for admission, if you know what I'm saying. Well, I guess we need to think of a new prediction for game number 3 now, don't we? How do we want to do this? Do hear some shots getting fired from the side. We're going to go with the top 10 once again, because to be honest, anytime the Saints get themselves into a victory royale or into the top 2, the next game they play usually just goes absolutely spaghetti from what I saw from NACE. But of course, my sample size is extremely small. The last time we did see the Saints, it was it was NACE, so of course it was just 2 games. So that'll be the next prediction here for tonight, of course. Can the Saints get themselves in the top 10 again this game? I know I'm cheating. I'm used the same thing twice, but I'm trying to think of something on the fly here. I've got plenty more games to find ourselves a interesting prediction in a game as we go forward, of course. And do we have ourselves an engagement to already start things off here? In fact, we do. It's going to be Lasix, actually. Going to find the double, no triple. Oh, what on earth? I see 3 eliminations there between Junie and Lasix. It's not going to show up onto Sirius's scoreboard, so I'm not going to be able to 100% sure move us forward here in regarding accurate score estimations, but still solid job here for the Saints. They found themselves an early engagement, and even though Siri didn't need to be a part of it, they take care of it. Nicely done there from Lasix and Junie. Alright, to start things off there, Siri's got himself a solid assault rifle and a solid shotgun, which basically the bread and butter of Fortnite. As long as you at least have those 2 weapons, you can take on pretty much any engagement. Is it going to be optimal at all times? Absolutely not, but you can at least fight back. So, good to see there for the side of Siri, and I'm sure Lasix and Junie are off doing pretty well the similar style of play here. And this is going to be the first time, though, that they have to move right off the bat. So the storm is not going to favor them this time. They're going to have to go more towards the center, off to the east a little bit. So as much as they would just love to sit and farm, they are going to be on a bit of a timer, it looks like. And they're actually going to have to start getting a move on right away. But of course, because of the location they spawned, you hear it in the background. Very shortly, where is their ride? And okay, it is going to be, I think that is either Lasix or Junie hopping in there and driving over the hill like a curb in one of my rookie iRaces, just absolutely blowing a tire. But at the same time, those are some durable cars, so they're going to be okay to keep on moving, going to try and loot Sweaty Sands the best as they possibly can. It seems rather quiet, at least to start things off. Never mind, there is actually somebody right in front of them, and where there's smoke, there's fire. There's got to be at least another 2 teammates or this player somewhere nearby. And this is going to force Siri. We see him building like an absolute madman. But actually, so is Lasix and so is Junie. How do we have these huge forts already? And the thing is they're taking this fight, but at the same time, they don't have all the time in the world this time. A solid flank, but he's stuck reloading. Can he find the finishing blow? He's not going to find it. The storm is coming. Are they going to just whip gasoline on it and try to burn it down? But not quite this time. Saints still rather healthy. Siri gets a jump on them, but going to be built aside. Able to keep things blocked. Gets a jump again, but a solid build there from the opponent to get that roof down just in the nick of time. Siri still has himself at least a decent chunk of materials if he does want to try and engage here. He's actually just going to straight up whip out the crowbar and try to make something happen. Going back and forth here with the player. It's actually going to be Lasix on the other side now. So a little bit of a funny opportunity there where, thank God, there's no friendly fire. They do spot the other player now. Gets the jump on them. Yep, this player's not long for this world. Are there actually executes here in this game? Okay, probably wise that there isn't. Apparently, you can take their phone or take their card, so they can't be revived. But in the meantime, though, Junie is down, but can he keep himself alive? No, he's going to get taken down. But can they take his revive card? I think it is going to be picked up. So Junie is down, but in theory might not be out just yet, especially since there is a van just down below that they can revive him at, get himself back into the game. But a Saints, a very messy but very strong start. And okay, we have ourselves a tech issue. No, we're back in the swing of things there. Our feed did get cut off for just a second there. But they are, at the end of things, going to be able to get Junie back into the game. Yeah, now, of course, yes, they won the engagement, but they have to move here to try and get away from this storm, and we see it already. Junie and Lasix, they're stuck in the storm. They're going to be taking a little bit of damage. Thankfully, it does not hurt that much early on here in this game. You see some fish getting dropped and some other healing items to try and keep their health topped off. But they have to run. I think they have to run quite a far distance in order to get here. Unless they could find a car, they do end up finding this truck. Can they get their teammates in time? Or is Siri just going to just drive it on out without his squad? I think it's too far gone. So confident that he can actually shred this car in the meantime. And he's just going to go for it. Okay, so Lasix and Junie going to be left to die in Sweaty Sands, possibly? Definitely would be interesting in hearing as to what kind of comms made this call. I know Lasix still had a lot of shields in this matchup, but they're just going to end up relying on Siri for the carry here for this game. Unless they can somehow get him back here. Oh, he did spot out some loot. Okay, I was wondering what he was running back into the storm for. They are so close, actually. I was thinking that they left them to die, but actually, I think that's Junie and Lasix coming in with the car at the last possible second. Lasix almost goes down. So very, very clutch job there from the Saints squad, using their health just basically as a resource. You have a bunch of it, as long as it doesn't say 0, I guess you're not dead, so you can keep on going. And if you have an abundance of healing supplies, I guess you're in good shape. And look at that, Lasix is back up to full 100. Junie, still a little bit worse for wear, but can find some stuff sometime soon, I'm sure. And all 3 Saints are still in this game after I thought it was going to be otherwise. Once again, I don't mind being wrong. I don't know about you guys, but I was getting a little triggered that I could not see the chat in the streams. Or not the chat, but the kill feed completely perfectly there. So now that is all fixed up and we're good to go, of course. Doing it live as always. And actually, we have ourselves a supply package here right in the middle of the Saints pathway. I was going to say, don't just grab it. Make sure you have at least some sort of cover. And they're absolutely going to take care of that. That's a heavy assault rifle going into the pocket of Siri, so that is going to be quite nice, of course. Lots of building damage, lots of lots of damage if it hits you in the face, of course. And how many games are Saints playing tonight? It is a maximum of 10 games or 3 hours of play. So no matter what, we are done at 11 o'clock tonight. However, there is still so much games left to go here. So plenty of action here on the Saints Gaming CA stream. Getting the hang of this competitive Fortnite thing once again as the team's going to be, excuse me, grinding it out here. See the storm coming on down once again. Compared to the last couple games, this one's been a little bit bloodier to start things off. We're already down to 60 players, and normally by this point last time, we'd probably still have like around 70, and it wasn't until maybe the storm after this that we did drop down into the 60s. So something definitely happening aside. And to be honest, Saints definitely found themselves some solid engagements as well so far in this third game. Of course, 5 eliminations on the board for them, and they might have spotted another here in the cabin. You have to be careful, though, because other than these trees and maybe the bridge, there isn't really a whole heck of a lot of cover for them. They do start the engagement and very well can be flipped on its head at a moment's notice. Who's the captain for the Saints Fortnite team? That would be the person who we are following their point of view of. That is, of course, coach and captain, Siri. Ten seconds left until this storm looks to shrink once again here. Going to go right to the border. And now, where do we get to go from here? Not too far away, actually, so not a big hike here for the Saints, but they're going to be maybe a little bit late to possibly set up a fort. But now that we actually see kind of where Saints have to go, at least in this section anyway, there's no real forts, no big towers really around. So they might be actually first ones to get here if they can possibly set up. And a much better difference in regards to the amount of supplies, the amount of resources, materials, that's the word I'm looking for Siri, at least specifically anyway, as we do have 500 wood, 500 brick, and over 300 steel here. Shot, he got the snipe on the truck. Okay, that was the truck shot, not the player. I was going to say, if he hit the person in the truck bed, Siri, you're an absolute legend. Still, could put some damage onto the truck nonetheless. More sniper shots coming from the top, and there is actually forts up there, so it's going to be a little bit harder to move forward in that direction. The bridge was the obvious choice, and the Saints are going to have to opt against going towards the bridge. Going to have to cross the river instead, but to be honest, that's pretty much wide open as well. Shots fired, going to be going right into the side of that wall, and I think either Junie or Lasix also helping Siri here with the sniper rifle. Long-range engagements are definitely possible. You see somebody, of course, just inside the building. Junie going to lead the charge here now for the St. Clair squad as they do have to move. Storm is within reach. Keeping an eye. Saw the player poking out the window, but not going to quite find it. A little bit of a warning shot to keep them kind of stuck in there. Keep your arms and legs inside the building at all times or risk injury. Another 40 seconds or so, and then we'll get to see where the storm moves to once again. This is where things start to get crazy, and the last couple minutes have been very quiet. Only one elimination in maybe the last 3 minutes. Still 59 players in the game as of this moment. Shots fired. It's going to take Siri, actually. That person's a sitting duck, however, misses the snipe shot, but it's at least going to answer with a little bit of an assault rifle attack. But are they going to get attacks from behind? This is where a third party could be absolutely devastating here towards the Saints. We know Siri wants to heal, but at the same time, he has to watch his back. I like the cans coming out here from, I believe that was Lasix, to keep Siri all topped up. Saints, of course, inside, but they're not going to be safe for very long. They're going to have to move once again. Here in the Weeping Woods, dipping and diving around all of these cabins, making sure every window is checked. And you see straight where the Saints need to go. Sniper towers in range. Other forts set up and good to go. Meanwhile, they're kind of stuck on the ground. Shots coming from multiple directions, and Siri's stuck on the road. This is definitely a bad spot here for him, but at least he can build his own cover. Of course, like I was saying before, he has a lot of materials here. He can help himself and help his team get back in the swing of things. Oh, they're going point blank with the team here, actually. Solid building here coming out here from Siri to at least give himself an out. Looks like the jump on a player, going to take them for at least a little bit of shield damage, but not enough to really get the job done. Junie has arrived here alongside Siri, and he's going to get topped off, of course, with that that shield drink. Going to be topped off on 100 and 100. St. Clair constantly ready to go for this next fight. Why can't we hear them talk sometimes? A mixture of two things. Nevada is definitely onto something, though, in regards to vulgarities. By all means, when things get hot and heated, you never know what can slip out of somebody's mouth. But also, at the same time, with this still being just as tactical as it is, like, skill in regards to gunfights and whatnot and building, I do not want to take the chance of them talking about a strategy and then it's going live and then being VOD reviewed, and then I get yelled at for exposing people's strategies, and it's just a wormhole that I don't want to deal with. So we're going to keep it out of the comms for at least for now. There'll definitely be something we look into as the season progresses. Oh gosh, Siri drops the wall. Somebody nearly got the snipe there onto him, but he does just dip just at the right side. We got Siri playing the Prairie Dog once again here right at the very top of the tower. But actually looking to maybe make an aggressive move, as we do see the Storm once again getting to that point where it gets small enough to the point where it's going to go right back into the Storm. And it's going to get small. They're going to have to get moving. And right now, Siri is so far ahead. Can his teammates actually catch back up? It's going to need to actually make the flank. It's going to get bounced off. Can he get the shots off? Not quite going to take care of that. But he's going to take a little bit of heat here. Does get knocked down to about 69 in regards to his shields. Another team hot on the Saints' toes. However, hanging on. That's actually 59. I am an absolute bot. Numbers are hard, apparently. And okay, here we go. From both angles here, Saints have an engagement ready to happen. Siri still has an okay amount of materials, but is it going to be enough for this late game? I'm not 100% sure. Of course, Lasix and Junie doing their damnedest to build that tunnel. Snipe shot from Siri. Going to go just a little bit wide. Tag down, knock down. But can he get the finishing blow? The knock means nothing if you don't get the finishing blow. And we see he wants to get the hit on that. It's not going to be the case. That's going to be another knock. Can they get the finishing blow? Siri right in position is going to find it. That is going to be point or kill elimination words. Number 7 here for the St. Clair squad. And once again, another solid run as we are just about to the point where we're at the top 10 teams. Just a few more players remaining. 39 in the game as of this moment. Once we get to 33, unless there are a lot of lone wolves left here in the game, the Saints would make the top 10, and your predictions, whoever would saying yes that they'll make it again, double up on the top 10s. Views would then be correct. Still very early in this late game session or portion of this game. And this is a little bit awkward. Yes, Junie, Lasix, Siri, all full health, ready to go. But the fort that they have here, I feel like, is much more aggressive in nature. They don't have themselves boxed in. They're playing from the top. They have the positioning to maybe make a mess out of people. But at the same time, I'm worried about them exposing their backs a little bit. And we actually see Siri is just going to launch himself off to make sure that he can build a tunnel for his team. Keep on going right alongside the storm. There is Lasix nice and close. Junie is right around the corner as well. Takes a little bit of shield damage, but not enough to really be too concerned about. And here we go again. Top 10 right around the corner with there being 32 players left in the game. Siri was thinking about getting aggressive, gonna opt against it, gonna just keep tunneling out. Shots fired from below. Hopefully their floor does not get blown out from beneath them. Otherwise, that could be absolutely devastating. Do not want to fall right into the feet of somebody else, especially if they have a shotgun ready. A supply drop drops right into the middle of the storm. I don't think anybody in their right mind is going to go for that this time. Siri from below. He has 5 ammo left. 5 shots left in his assault rifle. That's absolutely brutal. He's going to have to rely on either sniper shots, which is absolutely impossible here in these close quarters conditions, or strictly work with the shotgun, which is risky in itself. Basically just trying to quick scope him. Last couple shots of the assault rifle is not going to get him anything. And Junie and Lasix, I don't know what their ammo situation is, but they can't even stop right now. The storm is still moving. Now that assault rifle completely dry for Siri. He cannot pepper any walls very easily, and Junie's getting jumped on, falls through the floor, and he's going to get absolutely demolished. More than likely, he is going to go down. 20 players left in the game. Siri, no shields up until that drink. Lasix still doing a solid job, though, keeping himself safe overall. Siri and Junie get, well, not Junie, Siri and Lasix had the jump on that player. Gonna get some damage, but not enough to take them down. Down to 13 players left in this third game. Shots fired here. It's gonna be Siri getting the worst of worst of it. Lasix is going to go up against 2. He's gonna get peppered from below. It's gonna be a top 5 finish here for St. Clair this time by. So anyone who guessed top 10, guessed you're right. And now this puts the St. Clair Saints within 157 points on the night. So a solid top 5 finish here for St. Clair. Unfortunately, a lot of things just kind of fell away from their grasp. Unfortunately, Siri could not do anything in the end there in regards to knocking down walls. Shotguns are okay, but at the same time, they don't do a very good job. And you're not knocking down a wall with the sniper rifle. That is probably a bad idea. So he couldn't do that and relied up to Junie and Lasix to do that. Junie got shot down from the floor. The floor falls from beneath him. Does get taken down short to follow. And then Siri goes down. And Lasix was in the middle of like 3 other teams, and there was only so long that you can keep yourself alive there. So a solid run nonetheless there for our St. Clair squad. They do end up falling prior to a victory royale, but better than a top 10. So a solid job nonetheless here from the St. Clair squad. Let's see, take a look here at everybody tuning in here tonight. Of course, very exciting night here for Fortnite. Lots of people tuning in. Definitely thankful for you all joining us here this evening. Double checking. You want to listen into comms during a CS game? I really don't feel like getting bans by the end of the night, so that would probably be a bad idea, Tyler. and everyone else just hanging out. So, of course, big thank you to everybody for tuning out tonight, supporting the St. Clair squad, whether you're here for the St. Clair Saints or you're here from another college, another university, of course. Always excited to have you here in the stream and have you watching our matches and everything like that. Of course, big thank you to everybody for... Man, I just did it again. I'm just rinsing and repeating right here. Of course, thank you for everybody for tuning in. But of course, big thank you to the sponsors that make this all happen. Of course, that being St. Clair College, the Zekelman School of Business and IT, PC Outlet, Tim Hortons, the St. Clair SRC, and the St. Clair College Alumni Association. We're getting into the next lobby in just a moment. Once again, going to take ourselves a very, very fast break before we hop into the next one. More St. Clair Saints Fortnite action right around the corner. Don't go anywhere.